Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Rubber Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, as we found out today, Alex Bowman will be missing 3 to 4 races due to a fracture in his vertebrae he suffered in a rollover accident in a sprint car. Big topic of the day on XM Satellite Radio, Channel 90, was should NASCAR teams let their drivers race another series? I say yes, and here's why. I think it's up to the driver, the team, and the sponsor. So Alex Bowman, for instance, I think it's between Mr. Hendrick, Jeff Gordon, obviously they run Hendrick Motorsports, the sponsor, Ally, whatever other sponsors are on the car, and Alex himself. If the sponsors are okay with it, Mr. Hendrick is okay with it, there's no problem with it. Now, look at Joe Gibbs Racing, Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell loves to do the Chili Bowl, but his contract with Joe Gibbs says, you ain't doing it. He doesn't do it. That's fine too. It's whatever everybody agrees to. For this, he's doing it with Alex Bowman. As we know, Ally is a sponsor on his wing sprint car. So I just think it's a big to-do about nothing. I know it's not nothing, him missing races and the sponsors and millions of dollars they're spent on everything. But here's another thing. NASCAR grants a waiver. So he misses 4 races. There are 16 races left in the regular season. He'll have 12 races left to win a race. He wins a race, he's in the playoffs once he's granted that waiver. So if you look at it that way, in Alex Bowman terms, in Ally terms, 800 Motorsports terms, so he misses 4 races. Okay. In that final 12, he wins at least 1 race. He's in the playoffs. So now we are part of the championship. So missing those races, yes, it hurt him with playoff points. It hurt him with financially. But if the end goal is to win the championship, missing those 4 races did not affect that. Now, if he doesn't win, doesn't make playoffs, yes, then it could. Same way with Chase Elliott, snowboarding and breaking his leg and missing time. If he wins a race, it's all for, no, not. NASCAR keeps creating waivers for this. So it's just that circle effect. So if I win, I'm in the playoffs. Even when they had the top 30 rule, I win, I make the top 30 in playoffs. I win a race, make the top 30 in points, I make the playoffs. When you're driving a 100 Motorsports car, you're expected to win. More than likely, both Chase Elliott and Alex Bowman will win a race. They will both be in the championship 16. So really, and knowing that, okay, if anybody with Hendrick Motorsports misses time, they're putting Josh Berry in the car. He was very good when he drove for the 9 car. If, say, he's in the 48 and, say, Kyle Larson gets hurt, next up, more than likely, is Justin Allgaier. Next up, going to be probably Brandon Jones, Austin Hill, Sheldon Creed. I mean, there's the pipeline for Chevrolet is just next up. So Ally, for instance, will still be in the race, just like Hooters was, just like Napa was with Chase Elliott's car. I think if NASCAR quit grading the waivers, so these drivers knew, hey, if I get hurt driving a 410 wing sprint car, if I get hurt at the Chili Bowl, if I get hurt driving an XYZ car, I miss time in that Cup car, I'm not making the playoffs. Then we might have something. But NASCAR's not going to do that because NASCAR wants their stars. They want to be able to say, see, Chase Elliott, Alex Bowman, they missed time because of injury, but they were able to win races. They were able to make the playoffs. Now they sell to their sponsors. We see the bump that it got when Chase Elliott was in Martinsville. I know, really can't compare the two because last year was on a Saturday night and on FS1, and this was on the Sunday afternoon on FS1. But when you look at if you don't dig into the ratings, if you look at the flat top of the ratings, it was up. Down, down, down. Chase comes back, it's up. All I hope is when Alex Bowman does come back, that Fox does a commercial for him like they did with Chase. Be fair. But I think the only way, if the end goal is for these drivers not to miss races, NASCAR needs not to grant the waivers, which they're not going to. So it's just that circle effect. You miss a race, you win a race, you make the playoffs, you run to the waiver, all's good in the world. So either NASCAR needs to rewrite the waiver, but then how do you write the waiver? If you get hurt racing in a 410 wing sprint car or a dirt car, you can't get a waiver. But if you get hurt in the Truck Series or Xfinity Series or NASCAR Weekly Racing Series, you grant the waiver. You got to pick and choose. And I don't think NASCAR wants to open the Pandora's box. Kyle Busch 2015 got hurt in a NASCAR sanctioned NASCAR Xfinity Series race and couldn't race in the Cup car. So he was racing in a NASCAR sanctioned event and got hurt. So you don't grant him a waiver. I mean, it's a Pandora's box. So at this point, it's up to the team, the sponsor, and the driver, what they so choose. Now, Hendrick Motorsports. They won 2 of the last 3 championships. During that time, 2021, Mr. Hendrick decided to change his opinion on that and let his drivers go do other stuff. He didn't back in the day. When Jimmy was winning his 7 titles, when Jeff Gordon won his 4, when Texas Terry Labonte won his 2, he wasn't letting his drivers do all this stuff that they do now. Should he go back? I don't think so. I think it improves. Kyle Larson even said it. He's a better driver in Cup because he does all this stuff. So, at this point, the best thing for NASCAR to do, grant the waiver. Let it happen. If the drivers choose to do it and the teams choose to let them, it happens. We will see Alex Bowman in 4 weeks. He'll have 12 weeks to win a race. More than likely he will. He'll be in the playoffs. And this will be a moot point. But that's just my opinion on should NASCAR drivers, teams, let their drivers race in other divisions, other racing series. That's between the sponsor, the team, and the car owner. They have the knowledge this could happen. These drivers do need to let off steam. As fans, we go to the races. We watch races on TV. We do all this stuff for us to let off steam from our jobs, our life, our personal life. These drivers don't have that. Their whole world is just stress related. They need that one-off to go snowboarding. They need that one-off. Let me go run a 410 sprint car and have some fun. Yeah, go play with these boys. Just like the SRX series that Tony Stewart owns. He's got Cup guys racing in that. What's that going to do when Kyle Busch is at, I can't remember which track Kyle Busch is going to. People are going to come to see Kyle Busch. Now you take that away. Now you just hurt SRX. I don't know if they would be the ratings they have on ESPN or have the ESPN deal if it wasn't the fact these Cup guys come. It sells tickets. It sells sponsorship. It's all about the bottom dollar. I honestly think that if you look at when Chase Elliott was out, let's look at Chase Elliott's stats for this year so far. So Chase Elliott was 36th, 2nd, 10th, and 12th. While he was out, Josh Berry finished 29th, 10th, 18th, 2nd, and 27th. Would Chase Elliott done better than a top in 5 races, 1 top 5, 2 top 10s? Possible. We don't know that. Just like Alex Bowman so far this year. Where is Mr. Alex Bowman? He's pretty high in points. Yeah, he's got a 14th, a 29th, 11th, a 13th. The last 3 races, 29th, 11th, 13th. And that was at Bristol Dirt, Martinsville, and Talladega. You think Dover, Kansas, Darlington, and Charlotte, if it goes 5 races, if you include the All-Star race, do you really think in those 5 races, 3 of those are 1.5 miles, that Josh Berry can't do pretty decent? Now, if you look at Josh Berry's stats at those tracks, I know it's really hard to compare Xfinity and Cup. He's currently 5th in Xfinity points. Let's see, has he raced in those tracks? So he raced at Dover last year driving the Spire car, was 30th. He finished 18th. Atlanta's kind of a odd track. So he's not really raced in those, but if you look at his Xfinity, he won at Dover last year, 18th at Darlington, 7th at Texas, and won Charlotte. Oh, sorry, that was in 2022. Yeah, it's last year. On his way to 4th place in points in the Xfinity Series. I'm not that worried about him being in the 48 and getting top 20s. The 48 still make the owner championship. The 9 may still make the owner playoffs, even if Chase didn't for some reason. But, so, my opinion is, let him do it. As long as the sponsors write off. Ally obviously wrote off because they are sponsor of his dirt car. Alright, thanks for watching our Sports Show. And don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Rubber Sports Show, your YouTube leader, sports channel content.